I was astounded by the colossal monuments, a testament to man's ingenuity, sprawled across what used to be a field of Martian farmland. The modernization which the city had undergone felt foreign, and I was unfamiliar with the atmosphere the city had developed near the turn of the century. The utter shock that the city of Shanghai had transitioned and progressed struck me, which would have similarly struck photographer Berenice Abbott when she first set foot in New York City during the late Roaring Twenties. Berenice Abbott's Changing New York series was a record of the transformation the city underwent in a matter of years. Rather than adopt the photographic technique of pictorialism, which emulated paintings and etchings of the time that involved very complicated post-processes, popularized by the advent of photography as an art form, she followed the movement of straight photography, which believed in the truth and purity of the camera, subject, and her eye to document the rapid development of New York City. This city was reminiscent of modern Shanghai, which had undergone an equivalent, if not faster, change. Like Abbott's Night View, the view below the towering thrones of corporate kings contained a dynamic streetscape populated by people of different social spectrums, constantly active every waking hour of the sleepless city. Traversing through every crevice and avenue would be experiencing Theseus's meandering journey through the never-ending maze of King Minos's labyrinth. But each crevice and avenue was a photographic opportunity worth capturing with the camera. I found this distinct similarity in many sections of Shanghai, where many unique styles could be found that ranged from classical Chinese apartments to contemporary skyscrapers of unimaginable shapes. Comparatively, Abbott's extensive architectural record showed the similar assortment of styles, such as the shabby tenements that were dwarfed by the Art Deco high-rises across New York City. In under a decade, progress had surged as Shanghai, like New York City, had transitioned from an unimpressive city of no importance into an ostentatious megalopolis rivaling the largest cultural centers of both the East and the West. It was a shock to see the entire city engulfed by a jungle of glass, concrete, and every industrial material required by structures of all sizes. Abbott had expressed her initial surprise upon her arrival in New York. I came over on a visit and I was smitten with New York 1929, the beginning of it, and I was crazy about it. It changed a great deal, and in this change was tremendous dynamism. It was just dynamic as anything. It was not as any other city in the world. It was very exciting, and that's what prompted me to photograph it. From this period forward, she would have seen the construction of the Empire State Building and the Chrysler Building, New York's tallest buildings, and had taken the photographs themselves as breathless backgrounds behind more modest brick structures. It would have symbolized the commercial power the city represented, and I experienced the same awesome presence when faced with similar skyscrapers such as the Jingmao and the Pearl Tower in Shanghai. The photographs taken by Berenice Abbott clearly displays her approach to the subject was very different than postcard renditions of the city from other contemporaries. Photos such as Abbott's Joralemon Street conveys the tragedy of a charming old house being overwhelmed by the urbanization of its surroundings, which would affect the viewer quite emotionally. This subject is also rampant in Shanghai, when I also encountered the violation of historical landmarks being integrated or destroyed by urbanization. I had, in a sense, experienced every photograph Abbott had taken in New York when I journeyed within the oriental metropolis of Shanghai, which contained similar elements as New York in the 1930s. This immersion was artfully crafted by Abbott as she represented her photographs realistically without any manipulation that would have tainted her archive of change and its experience. Abbott expresses this belief when she says, "I think all photography is documentary, or isn't even photography. Most photographs are documents by their very nature of the realistic image. When they try to make it a non-realistic image, they are imitating another medium." I could only hope to utilize the photographic paradise which Berenice Abbott had seen in New York and express it in the same manner with Shanghai.